Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. It's now time for Design Time. Make sure you have your phone ready, your tablet ready. We have a QR code for you right there on your screen to get all the information you need on today's topic. And of course, we're back at Tri-City Furniture in Auburn with our great friend Kathy Kilborn. Kathy, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yes.
I think we should always work like this, don't you?
I think so. I love it. So relaxing. So Kathy, we are talking about selecting furniture today, and it turns out it can be pretty difficult for most people. When selecting a piece of furniture, what do you think is the most important part?
Well, it really comes down to what you're picking. Are you going to pick a whole room, or are you selecting just a specific piece for a certain person in your family? So you really need to determine that first before you move on to the next step.
So Kathy, let's first start off with selecting a piece for a family member. What do we need to know?
So the important thing here is what they want to sit on. So if we're looking at a sofa or if we're looking at a chair, but it's important to consider their body size because furniture today is made a lot of different ways, and many pieces are made to fit 5'8". So if you're 5'8", lots of things will fit, but if you're not, then we have the variables we really need to consider.
And Kathy, tell us, why is the height of the seat so important?
Well, the importance here would be, especially if I'm sitting on a sofa, that my feet don't dangle. And we're in a recliner right now, but this chair, with my feet up, I fit really well. But when I'm sitting, I have the back support, but my feet are dangling. And that's hard on your legs to get good support. So you want to make sure that your feet can stay on the floor and it doesn't cause them to go numb while you're sitting. But then you also need to consider the depth of the seat along with the back. So there are a couple of things to really look at.
And Kathy, after we figure out, you know, the height of the seat, the depth of the seat, what's next?
Well, the back, especially in a recliner, because we want it to support our neck. Now this chair is a little bit high for me, but men will like it because it actually supports their head. And for women, I could really use something shorter because I really would like some support in my neck. So if you're putting your head against it and you don't have support in that area, there's probably going to be a better piece for you than what this particular piece is.
And Kathy, tell us, do American manufacturers make this process easier than other import manufacturers?
Absolutely. They understand our bodies are different, and so they make different variables of height, depth, height of the back, firmnesses. So all sorts of variables come in the American manufacturing. A lot of the import, we have to keep in mind that it's made for the price. So they have a kind of a standard. A lot of times it's deep and it's soft. So they're really not considering the quality of the sit. And so it's a variable of those two things. We want to make sure that if we're going to look for that comfort, then we get the right fit.
Well, Kathy, thank you so much always for your expertise.
Well, thank you. Make sure you ask questions. Make sure that you know this piece is fitting you correctly, because if you're sitting in a long term, we want to make sure it's good for our body.
Yep. All right, Kathy, that's great. So next time we're continuing the fun. We're talking about what's important if we are doing the whole room. All right, so Kathy, again, we thank you.
Thank you.
And we thank you for being here with us for this episode of Design Time.